What is up, folks at home? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk all about Texas rigged worms. We're going to look at different kind of worms, their action underwater. These are some of the easiest baits to learn how to fish. They're at every tackle shop known to man. They're some of the first baits you pick up as a young angler. So Texas rigged worms underwater, day 44. Let's go. Tip up. Oh, all right, stop reeling. Look at that, hold them up. Nice. That's a good picture. All right, let them go. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That's a monster. Beauty on that worm. There we go. Alright guys, I like to think about Texas rigs in worms specifically in like three different categories. The first category is your typical swimming worm. So here you have the rage cutter worm. If you follow the channel, you know that I fish this worm a ton. I believe that the rage cutter worm is underserved in the northern part of the country. I believe a lot of guys in the south fish it more, but here's a June bug version of a rage cutter worm. I like to fish this around shallow vegetation, and it really does a good job coming through a lot of junk and crud cleanly. You can also, the cool thing about this is swim it like a swim bait and let it fall. On deep weed lines, it's going to swim really well on the fall, as you can see there. It's got that nice flutter and tail kick, but I really like to fish this bait in shallow water. I think it does a great job. Here you have a Yum swimming dinger, and I really like this bait swimming down weed lines. It looks like an extended worm, but it also has that roll and kick of a minnow bait, so it's kind of a 2-for-1. You can swim this through any kind of junk and cover, up under docks, you name it. It's a great job. A lot of guys up here don't swim worms, so if you're going to swim a worm, these are two great ways to do it. Texas rig, it goes through everything. I have these things pegged. I always peg my ribbon tail worms because I want that action forced. When you peg a bait, it's making that action be forced upon the lure. It's great around docks and shallow cover here. I also just like to straight reel it. Throw a light weight on it, straight reel it. It looks like a swim bait. It does a great job. You can kill it in holes. It's really just going to generate a lot of different bites for you because it's something that a lot of northern fish don't see. Works great in the south too, as you can see, swimming it and hopping it through. Next up, guys, we have the ribbon tail worm category, and there's really two worms that I like to fish in this category a lot. The first one is the power bait ripple worm, and it's just 7-inch ribbon tailed worm. I find these to be really good in darker off-colored water. They have a more bigger profile than other worms, and they have a more less active swim, if you will, but it pushes more water. They're not as subtle as other worms. I really like these. As you can see in the intro to the video, they straight up catch them. I caught my PB crappie on this worm. It does a great job catching bass and generate bites. I like them in off-colored water. Next up, we have probably my favorite worm of all time, just from nostalgia. You have a 7-inch culprit worm, and culprit worms are very subtle. They do a very good job in being very good clear water worms. They're not going to move a lot of water, but they have a very seductive fall, a very subtle action to them, and they're really responsive. I like them in green pumpkin a lot with black flake or gold flake in them. I feel like that bait gets bit well doing that. I've fished these baits my whole life. I really enjoy throwing these baits, swimming them over top of vegetation, letting them fall in holes, or taking them and throwing them on a Carolina rig. Here's my other favorite color here, which is pumpkin seed chartreuse. They're fantastic baits. They're really responsive and active underwater. They're really soft baits. The downfall of a culprit worm is that you're going to burn through a lot of them. If that bite is on, that bite is on. You're going to catch 10 bass on, 2, 3, 4 worms. You're not going to catch 100 worms on, or 100 bass on this worm. It's just very soft, and it does a very good job at getting bites. But I love them. They're one of my favorite baits to fish, and I've been fishing them since I was little. They're in the boys tackle box. They're cheap, but they're effective, and I really enjoy the action on this bait underwater. Bass really hold on to them too, so hold on. Next up, we have our big worm categories, and here's a Charlie's worms, and it's a 10-inch worm, and it was a red color, but I figured out that putting these packs of worms out in the sun in the wintertime, in my garage, I just put the packs right by the window in my garage, and it bleaches out the red till it's like this subtle plum with blue color. And let me tell you, the smallmouth on Lake Cumberland chewed these up one year. I left them in the boat all summer, and it made this color. of worms, and literally it's like that blue sheen with a little bit of red and a little bit of blue behind it, but it gets bit. A lot of guys are afraid to throw the big worm, but in my experience, bass are going to hit the head of the worm, not the tail, and you will catch some really, really, really nice bass. Letting these fall down weed edges and lines like that, you're really going to hook into some nice fish. And then finally upsizing here to the man's jumbo 16-inch jelly worm. This bait is huge, right? It's a very big bait, but let me tell you, bass will absolutely destroy this. This will be some of the hardest strikes that you will feel. I really, really like this on deep structure, 20, 30 feet deep. A long fall, fish are going to go a long way to get this bait. It's that drawing power effect, just like a swim bait, a 16-inch worm here, and everyone's like, no way in hell I would throw that. I'm telling you what, throw the 16-inch worm, you'll see what kind of fish live in your lake, because even if they don't bite it, they're going to follow it back into the boat, and you'll see them. You can go back and catch them with something else. But let me tell you, when they do hit it, they hit it on the head. I fished this bait in Minnesota and caught hundreds of bass, right? These worms will get bit. They were intended to be fished in the deep south on those ledges and those big fish, but up here in the north, a 16-inch worm will get bit, and you will see what kind of caliber fish are in your lake, because they will follow it in. I use this bait as a search tool. I also use it when I'm looking for a giant bite in the summertime. It's just a great way to contact fish. It's a great way for fish to see that bait and come a long way to inspect it, to hit it, and you'll know when they bite it, because let me tell you, they'll rip the rod right out of your hands. I'm excited about doing a video with these this summer. It's gonna be great. Folks, here's the rig we're running. See that nice offset worm hook with that Woo tungsten bead on there, that 1/8 ounce weight with that bobber stop on there. I love to run a pegged bobber stop on a Texas rig worm because you want that action, right? But there's the rig, super easy. Folks, hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me tell you, if you have not thrown a big worm on a Texas rig or a ribbon-tail worm on a Texas rig, you are missing out. They're some of the best ways to catch fish. They're also in every tackle shop known to man. I think everybody's first bass lure is a ribbon-tailed worm, and there's a reason why. Those puppies work, and they work well. There's a million different ways to fish it. I didn't even get into all the ways that I rig them today. A straight up Texas rig, pegged weight with that brass and glass on there, you're going to catch fish in any body of water that you come up to, right? They're a timeless bait. Put them into your arsenal. If you haven't fished a big 12-inch worm like this man's jelly worm right here, pick one up when the water gets warm. It's hard to beat these for a big bite out on the ledges, out on the deep grass edges and the drops. Throw that big worm. You won't be disappointed. If you guys like the video today, give us a like, give us a subscribe, comment in the comment section what videos you want to see from us in the future. Thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. We'll see you next time.